What is going on, everybody? Today we're looking at the new LEGO Star Wars Ghost and Phantom Set 75357 pack from the new Ahsoka show. So this set has 1,394 pieces that retails for $159.99. So this is a pretty cool set where we get a new version of the Ghost, again represented in the Ahsoka show, or at least we haven't seen it yet by the time of recording this. But I assume this is exactly what it'll look like because, it doesn't look too much different than the original one from the Rebels show and everything. But I think overall it looks pretty cool. So in this we get the whole Ghost ship, so it looks pretty awesome. You can just sort of see the design here, as well as the Phantom 2 that goes along with it that it can attach onto the back, which is pretty cool. And then we get our 5 minifigures down here at the bottom that will go through each one. And of course we know it's from the Ahsoka show because we have Ahsoka down here as she appears in the show. So overall this set just looks really cool. If I flip the box around, you can see what it's going to look like on the back. So we can see the Ghost landed there, and you can see all our characters out and about, and some of the features such as the spring missiles, and then an interior cockpit and ship that can come apart up here in the top corner and stuff. So really cool for the ship. Of course, it's a nice big ship. We'll see that when we do the review, but a very nice looking ship overall at that as well. So this is just really cool. And I was super excited to get this because I missed out on the Rebel ship years ago. So now getting the Ghost again with the Phantom included is really cool for the new Ahsoka show. So let's go and look at this set, starting with the minifigs. So here are our 5 minifigures, and we'll start with Hera since she is the pilot of the Ghost. And overall, she looks pretty cool. I like her design. She does look, relatively pretty similar to what she did in the Rebel show. I just wish she looked a little bit more like maybe she has too much brown going on with like her bomber jacket and then her headpiece that goes onto her tails and stuff. So that's only one thing I don't like about this, is just way too much brown. But overall, I think she looks good. So she's a Twi'lek, so she has the Twi'lek design with the green skin and the green head tails coming down back there, which look really nice with the design printed on them. So that looks pretty nice. And again, her headpiece there in the all brown leather has the goggles up on her head, and like her what I guess be like earpieces over to the side, little points there. And she looks pretty nice. She's got like bright blue eyes. I don't know if you can really see that too well, but even some like lipstick there on her lips and stuff. And overall looks good. And she has a printing on the back of a more angry face, so you can choose between those. And then as I mentioned, she has a brown bomber jacket, so she has that design on there, the brown jacket with their general ranking there for General Syndulla, and then has the fur there up around the collar as well. And then she's got her pilot outfit, so she's got the orange jumpsuit on there, so you can see that on her leggings, and even has a belt with like a thigh holster design stuff around there. So that overall looks pretty cool. And then she does come with a blaster as well. And then we can go to her son of Jace Syndulla. So he's the son of Hera and Kanan, which we saw introduced at the end of the Rebel show. So we have him here now, and overall looks pretty good. The only thing I don't like is that he doesn't have his green hair, which we saw in the show. He had green color hair. They just gave him this brown hair, so that's pretty annoying that they didn't give him the green. But overall, I think looks pretty good. I don't know, looks like the little kid that we saw in the show. Pretty nice outfit. He's got gray pants on, a blue shirt with a brown vest over the top of it. So overall, just looks pretty nice overall. But it's just like a random kid thrown in here. And then he does have a even happier printing on the back of his head than the little smile he's got there already. And then of course we have our classic Rebels member of Chopper as well. Fun to see Chopper in live action, so it looks pretty nice here. So he's got his orange head, and then like instead of his antenna, they just put this white piece on top. He's got the gray leggings and the little shorter stubbier body, so he's going to be smaller in size compared to R2 and everything. So overall looks good, but still has like sort of like the astromech sort of features and stuff there, and printing all around on him. So he just looks really good here. Awesome to have Chopper. And then we have our new characters that were introduced into the show. So first we have Lieutenant Beta, which is a Mon Calamari, so looks pretty cool, a lot like Admiral Ackbar and stuff. And nice overall head design. Of course, they have the sculpt for like Ackbar and everything, so just reusing that, but nice like printing and stuff on it. Eyes there out to the side and the mouth design, so that all looks pretty good. And then he's just in a pilot's outfit, so he's got the blue jumpsuit with the white vest and all the white straps going around on him, and then he comes with a blaster. And then our final character, which again we saw in the show, we have First Officer Hawkins, which was with Lieutenant Beta along with Hera, so it's cool to have him as well. So he's just in like your classic rebellion outfit design, so he's got like the tan outfit there with the shirt and pants, and then the blue underneath it, a little ranking there on his chest, and then humanoid face design, so nothing special to it, and no printing on the back because he got the shorter hair design there. So overall just looks pretty decent for him as well. So we get those 2 extra characters thrown in. I don't really care about. That's the one thing I wish I had with the original version of the Ghost, was all the Rebels characters and everything, where now with this we only really get Chopper and Hera, and of course we get Jason thrown in there as well, which I don't mind having. But I just wish we had more of the actual Rebels crew since I missed out on the older Ghost, but it's pretty cool for what we got at least. And then we have our Ghost build itself, which looks really cool. As you can see, it's a nice big ship here. It's hard to really show size comparison, but compared to the size of my hand, you can see it is pretty big. But we have our Ghost ship, which is a modified VCX 100 light freighter, as well as the Phantom 2 attached here on the back, which is a modified Stealth P class shuttle. So this just looks really cool. Love the design. Has a really nice shape too. If we see from the front, you can just see it's kind of like this weird, it's almost like a diamond-like shape, whatever. You can kind of see it from the top design. So that's pretty cool. It's a nice thick ship as well. If we see it from the side, you can see just how thick it is. So that looks pretty cool as well. And then nice bright colorful design. So you've got red, some of the sand blue, yellow, and sand green as well thrown in here with, of course, the gray and white. So it just adds a lot of nice pop of color and everything with this. So very nice looking ship overall. As we can see just from the top here, of course, we do have the Phantom 2 on the back here, just kind of attached on, which will come off and I'll show in a second. And then we have the engines there in the back. So nice engines with the blue designs. Going from there, we have our dorsal turret. So we have a nice little turret that a character can sit up in. So go down in here with a gun that can then sit here and shoot around. And this whole section comes off so we can see down inside of the ship. And then from there to the front, we go to our cockpit piece, of course, where Hera sits down in here. So you can lift it up and put Hera down in there. And then we have our front gun as well. So we have the little gunner section in the front there. And then from here, you can see we have our 2 spring-loaded missiles there. So have both of those that can shoot off. We have some landing gears on the bottom, so you can see the 3 gears, so the 2 in the back and the 1 right here. And then we do also have a feature for the missiles like that, which I just wish I went off completely. So it has this little piece that you can move side to side here, and it'll hit the missiles and shoot them off. But when you do it, which I'll go and just fire it off so I can show you the feature. So if we get it out there, so we don't have to worry about that. It also moves the gun in the front here side to side. So I think that is a pretty cool feature. I hate it shoots off the missiles, but it's pretty cool that we have that. So if you're flying around playing with, you can have it shoot there like it's shooting side to side. So that is pretty cool. And to get into the ship normally, you know, you have doors that open on the side to get in. So we have the doors on each side. So we just have these that sort of open up so you can, you know, have a little landing platform there and can go up into the ship. So that is going to be on each side run under these sections here. So that's pretty cool. But I'm trying to see if there's anything else to really look at on the exterior of the Ghost. Like I said, it's just I like the designs with the, of course, all the different colors and stuff thrown in and everything. But I think that's pretty much it. It's, you know, pretty much like an exact replica on each side. So each side looks exactly like the other, you know, just split right down the middle. So that's, of course, nice, be nice and symmetrical there. But I think that's going to be it on the outside, so we can start to look at the inside. So to do that, first we'll go and start with looking at the Phantom 2, just so we can pop this off the back. So it just sits right down here on this Technic pin, so it just sits right on top of that. So you just slide in, and it may sit on this little jumper plate there as well. So it just sits right on there, sits pretty nice and stuff, and you have to pull it off. But we have the Phantom 2, which is a nice little ship as well. Again, nice bright colors with the yellow a lot on it, then has some of the sand blue as well. Of course, have the little logo up there as well. So overall looks pretty good. You can see the engines there in the back and stuff. So just a fun little ship, all the lights and everything, and little guns on the side. Now this, to get into the cockpit, you just open up the little cockpit piece here, and this whole front opens up. So I like this design overall. You know, it looks, you know, relative like the ship. It may be a little bit smaller. Of course, they shrunk it down to fit better with the Ghost and everything, but it just seems a little bit too stubby, and like the front here seems really big. Of course, they have to do the people to like fit characters in and stuff, but it's just a small little section, so they pretty much have to just lay down flat in there. But the one thing that annoys me is like these side things is that they can, you know, open up, so it gives you a lot of room and everything that I wish, you know, would just stay stationary. But overall, it does look pretty good just the way it is, you know, just the small little build of the Phantom 2. And then there is a little storage compartment here on the back, so there's a binoculars and gun back in there stored away. So it's pretty cool though that it is included. You know, with that first Ghost from Rebels, you had to buy the Ghost, and then the Phantom was sold separately, so you had to buy that separately. But this time it comes all together, which is cool. But with that out of the way, we can easily get into the ship now. So this, we have the whole section up top, so it kind of clips on the back here. You just kind of got to get a hold of it and pull up, and it'll come loose, and this whole section comes out, which with this I can go ahead and show you. We have the dorsal gun, as I mentioned, so the thing opens up and you can just sit a character down in there. So it's just a little flat panel that they can sit down inside there to be able to control the gun and kind of look out through the dome and stuff. So that's pretty cool. And that's just one solid little section of the ship there that just kind of all pops off, and then you can see down inside of the ship. So there's not a whole lot to it, just, you know, big like cargo area, whatever, so you can see different things around. So I don't know what all the features are, but there's like stuff in the back here. It almost looks like a bench, or characters can sit down there, be a table, something like that. Just some designs back in there. Then over to the side, we do have what looks to be a sink, and then a container that does have, I believe, some of the food in it that we see in the Rebels show. So it has like one of the like little fruit things and stuff in there. So it has that as well stored away. So it's almost like a little kitchen area over here in the side. As I mentioned, there is the door. So we have like the ramp, you know, as I kind of showed on the side. So that's where you come into the ship there. And if we spin around, of course, we go into the cockpit area. So that's where Hera sits. And I love how there's little stairs going up. And then, of course, the control for her to control the ship. And then on this side, there's an additional little panel right down in there that you can stand a character and they can like stand and control this little panel here. Again, I don't remember what all this stuff does and everything, what the ship has, but that's just a little feature inside of the ship. But it's got pretty nice room. You can store stuff. Of course, when you put the top piece in, it's got this big section that goes down pretty far. So you'll have to kind of clear out the midsection, especially right in here where it's got those pieces. So you just have to worry about that. But it's still pretty good room to store characters and stuff in there. But then we go to the front with the cockpit, and this whole section slides out. So you just grab onto it and it'll whole slide out. So this way you can get to the gun down here, and you can easily sit a character down in here to be able to control this gun. Or you could even like open the door to kind of see, but it's hard to really get back in there. But it's just fun to see that little dome shape there on the front, of course, where a character will sit to control these guns. So that's pretty cool. And then it just gets out of the way, so you can easily put a character like Hera in here to pilot the ship and everything. And this just easily slides in, so there's a like cutout in here for these little sections on the side. So you just slide them in, and then there are these clips here on the bottom that clip in down here with these pieces to kind of like hold it in. So it's not like super secure in there, but it sticks pretty well, and you have to kind of like pull on it quite a bit to get it out, but it just slides nicely back inside there. And you kind of need to have the gun straight forward, because if not, it won't fit into the piece for that part I was telling you that slides back and forth. So if it's off to the side, it'll get sort of messed up and just stuck there. But if you have it straight on, it'll allow that piece to allow it to twist it there side to side. So that is all there really is to the ship. I think it looks pretty cool. Like I said, with this, we can like take Hera and stick her down inside here to pilot the ship. So you can just stand her right in there or sit her down, whichever you want, because she fits standing up. So you can have her sitting there. Like I said, you can just pull this whole front section out, set a character in here to be able to control the guns and all that. So it's a pretty fun little feature and gives you room to be able to fit all the characters down in there. And then, of course, we can take the top of the ship and just put it right back on, and everything all fits nice in here. And then, like I said, the clips on this are kind of in the back, so once you get in place, you just push down and they'll pop right in. And then this little piece kind of flaps and you just get it pushed down there, and we have the Ghost all put back together. So I think that looks pretty cool. Like I said, very nice and neat build for this. The only disappointment I really have with it is I wish there was a better character selection with Rebels characters, but since it's, you know, based off the Ahsoka show, it makes sense why it's not, because they're not all together. But I think it overall looks pretty cool. I love the design. I love the colors. It's nice and bright and pops and everything, you know, has the look and shape of the Ghost and stuff, so there's no issues with the model of it. And then I like having the Phantom too. Like I said, it's a little bit small, but it kind of makes sense, you know, to fit along with the Ghost and stuff, and I'm glad it was included as well. So it's hard to really find anything to complain about besides the minifigs, which that's just the selection because of the time of the show and everything. So if I would have bought the original one, I would have got the characters I cared for. For this, I think it's pretty good the way it is. It's hard to really complain and find anything wrong with the ship build itself. Like I said, I just wish I had better characters, but that's just my fault. But overall, really like this ship, think it's really good, and absolutely love it. So if you were on the fence about it, I would highly recommend it because it is an awesome ship. But let me know what you thought of it down in the comments, and if you enjoyed this review, let me know with a thumbs up. But I want to thank y'all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.